Assalamu alaikum. Log kya kahenge? I mean, I'm going to pick on that. And first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. Mustafa and HR Legend is doing incredible work, not only in Lahore, but entire Pakistan. I must say this before I begin with my presentation. I am from the United States. I am from New York, out of all places. Very picky, very fussy, very sophisticated. And, the way he puts this tech conferences together, I mean, this is like New York style. So let's give him a big hand. It's a world-class conference. Anyway, usually I give my sessions are about 8 hours long, so I'm going to see how I can squeeze it into 10 minutes. So we're going to talk about some major concepts here. Do I have, okay, so describe me. Well, my story. My story is basically I'm from New York. What the hell I'm doing here in Pakistan after working there for 25 some years. Short story is this, that one day I was sitting in my living room and I said to myself, I've done a lot for myself, my business, my family. Well, what have I done for my country? I'm talking about this country where I was born. And I realized I had not done anything for my country. I just took and took and took and took. Pakistan is my identification, this is where I got my education, and then I just left. So that's when I realized that, probably it's time to go back and contribute and pitch a little bit. That's why I'm in Pakistan. I mean, why it's relevant to you? These are some of my credentials. I mean, not that I want to brag about who I am, but I just want to tell you why I'm showing you this. I'm a graduate engineer, so when I'll talk to you with logic. That's what I learned from engineering. And then I did my MBA. Why I'm mentioning it here? Because I know how the business world operates. So if I'll give you a couple of tips on how to dress and all that, it will definitely make some sense to you. And then fashion designer, image and fashion design from FIT, which is the 5th largest university in the world. This is where all the big designers have gone. So I learned my nitty-gritty of fashion design and image constellation from there. So I think I have a lethal combination. Well, next. चलें, आगे चलें, थोड़ा तेज चलें. Okay, what's my claim to fame? I've dressed more than 50,000 men and women in my lifetime. So I've seen all body types, I've seen all colorations, I've seen all positions, I've seen all professions. 50,000 is a lot of people. So I think I can relate to you in terms of how the HR person should dress. Next. By the way, I've dressed Governor of New York, Fortune 500 companies, executives, and all that. I went through this while I'm here in Pakistan. I'm a visiting faculty here in Pakistan Civil Service Academy. I also do NUST, I do LUMS, I do a lot of programs here, State Bank and whatnot. Next. By the way, I'm also a visiting faculty at Judicial Academy. I've learned how to talk to judges. Now, this is the crux of my presentation. Log kya kahenge? I think that's what we were just told. So communication kaise hoti hai? Visual communication kaise hoti hai? Non-verbal communication is, that's what, my expertise are there. Remember, before you utter a single word in a meeting, you have said all about you. For meeting, agar aap HR ke bande hain, you have a big canvas. You have your superiors, then you have your juniors, then you have subordinates, then you have staff. You have a very big canvas, and you're wearing a lot of hats. So what are you seeing through your clothing? You must have heard Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy says this, that as soon as you enter into a room, in the first 1/10 of a second, 1/10 of a second, my friend, I'm not talking about 1 second, this is what he says. He said, you have made your impression. 1/10 of a second. So think about this. It's just a glance. I look at you, sir, 1/10 of a second. I look at you, sir, 1/10 of a second. You look at me, it's a two-way street. So what do we see? What do we see? How we create first impressions. Extremely important, whether you're an HR person or, for that matter, in any profession, or you're running your own company. Here are a few things that you tell your audience. The first thing, as soon as you enter, without saying a single word, you are saying about yourself that what social class do you belong to. I mean, we're not talking about philosophically, should we do it or should we not, but this is how we do. That means, social class means, okay, does this guy or gal belong to an affluent segment of the society, middle or lower, or for that matter, from the village? Just by looking at it, the whole ambience you have about yourself, your package, your clothing, your, all accessories, everything, the entire persona. So I always say this, that it doesn't really matter where you belong from, as long as you're well-groomed. You look well-groomed. If you look well-groomed, I can guarantee you, nobody's going to ask you ever, what social background you come from. So you're way ahead of your whatever you want to accomplish there. And level of success, extremely important. As you walk in, you look at a person and say, okay, how successful this person looks. He may be very successful, or she may be very successful, but they don't look successful. So you're an HR executive or HR person, you don't look executive, successful. So how far can you go? How far can you go if you don't? So if you don't look successful, my engineering logic kicks in, then you look unsuccessful. How far can you go with your looking unsuccessful? So you must think about it. Then level of confidence. You walk in, you look very shaky. You look very nervous. You look like, hey, I don't know, I'm not sure about myself. What makes you believe that people are going to listen to you? Confidence is extremely important, and confidence comes only through two things. I've done a lot of research here in the world, and that is, confidence comes with two things. One is your knowledge. You have grip on your content. If you don't have grip on your content, doesn't matter how wonderful you look, believe it or not, you're going to fall flat on your face. So it comes from knowledge, which you have, or I'm sure you have, and the other is how you look. If you look the part, I can assure you that you will definitely connect with people. Education, very simple thing. You're highly educated. All of you are very highly educated. But when you go into a meeting, do you look educated? If somebody doesn't look educated, then obviously he's missing a point there. And then is financial stability. I always say this because, let's say you don't have a lot of money, but you should never look desperate. You should never look desperate. Never look poor. If you look poor, let me tell you this, how the world is going to treat you. The world's going to teach you just like poor. And how do we treat poor? We dismiss them. So you may be way up here, but you look poor. So it doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket, never look poor. And the final is status and stature. If you are a person of status and stature, you are CEO of a company. Shouldn't you look like a CEO of a company? Would you say, sir? You must. If you are a person of some status, some position. Now, I'm not talking about for the sake of arrogance or this and that, but you should look the part. Next. Now, HR people, I know there are some other professions here as well, but let's talk about HR people. HR executives, HR, professionals. These are the things that you must communicate through your clothing. These are subliminal messages. I don't have a lot of time to go through each dress and types of dress and all this, but what should you communicate? What should you communicate through your clothing? One is authority. If your persona, your clothing, your whole entire package does not communicate authority, that means you are lacking authority. Why should somebody listen to you? Why should somebody pay attention to you? So think about this. Are you communicating authority? There are ways to communicate authority. What colors you are wearing, what cuts you are wearing, how the package is. I wish I had 8 hours and I'll go through that. But you must show authority. Next is your HR person. You don't have to look intimidating, because you have to work with so many people, you have to wear so many hats. Approachability. You must look approachable. Now, if you go in there, three-piece suit, pocket square, tie pin, all that, cufflinks and all that, maybe it's a little bit too intimidating because you are. So, and then trustworthy and credible. If you don't look trustworthy, credible, forget about it. The game is over. Doesn't matter what you do. How do you look trustworthy and credible? For men, white shirt. White shirt. I see a lot of people wearing different colors. I mean, you can wear different color shirt. But white color means trust me. White shirt means credibility. White shirt means sophistication. White shirt means refined, polish. White shirt means I'm pure and honest. And then, हमारे नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का most favorite color क्या था? White. So how could we go wrong with that? So if you have trouble deciding, for women, you can take white into hijab or some trimming or chadar जैसे पहनी है, you can take, and it will be the same effect. Hina Rabbani, if you know that woman, very accomplished woman, see her how she used to dress. Another one that you know, Benazir Bhutto, I can show you some pictures if you give me like a few minutes. Professional and competent. You must look professional and competent. If a person looks very sloppy, messy, disheveled, why should somebody listen to him? He may say like, oh, I got the best company, I got the best product. But you look so sloppy, my friend. You look so messy. Your shoes are not polished. I mean, your socks are like, God knows. I mean, you have no matching, nothing. So where does the professionalism come in? Who's going to give you 2 hours to talk about your background and this and that and all that? Trust me, it's not going to work. Next. You might say, okay, these are all my thoughts. Here's the MIT guy. Here's the Harvard guy, Roman Jacobson. He's the it guy on nonverbal communication. Look what he says. He says, you're a sender, you're a receiver, and there's a message that you're delivering. Just like what I just communicated to you about nonverbal communication. And at the bottom, look at this. There is a code. There's a dress code. Whether there is explicit dress code or non-explicit dress code, there's always a dress code. Next. How do you communicate through clothing? I'm not saying this is Roman Jacobson. Silhouette, line, cut, fit, color, condition, texture. You communicate through that. Don't think that if you're wearing very, oversized jacket or oversized clothing, you're not communicating. You are communicating. You're communicating, I don't give a damn, I don't care. And if you're saying you don't care, why should they care about you? Look at what it says, fit. Next slide. I'm not going to go into detail, but look at what it says in fit. If you are wearing upright, if you're wearing tailored clothing, if you're wearing customized clothing according to your body, you will look rich. This guy is not saying that you should wear Armani. He's not saying you should wear Versace. I mean, MIT guy, Harvard guy, didn't he know that these brands exist there? But he didn't say that. He didn't say that you wear most expensive clothing. He said the fit is the most important thing. And on the other hand, if you are wearing poorly fitted clothes, this you might not know this. I mean, Pakistan people say, "Kapde to pehante rahe hain sari umar mein sahab. Ab kya hame batane aaye?" Believe it or not, they say that to me. So if the fit is poor, believe it or not, you will look poor. And if you look poor, you'll be treated as such. Next. What image? This is what you are asked every day. What image do I project? And you know something? Don't ask your spouse, how do I look? She's going to say, honey, you look great. Whether honey looks terrible. Because she's going to also ask him, so she's very careful in saying that. Do you know who should you ask? You should ask the mirror. Mirror will never lie. And then ask these questions. What image do I project? This is when you get up in the morning and you get ready. Go in front of the mirror. Full view mirror. वो खिड़की वो जैसे washroom में mirror लगा होता है ऐसे छोटा सा जिसमें आंखें नजर आ रही हैं वो mirror नहीं. Full view mirror. What image do I project? What's the image I want to project? And what am I silently communicating? Every single day. Not like, once in a while. वही लोग कहते हैं पाकिस्तान में आए हैं प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मैंने कहा पाकिस्तान में प्रॉब्लम ये है एक दिन बंदा बहुत अच्छा लग रहा होता है दूसरे दिन बंदा somewhat अच्छा लग रहा होता है तीसरे दिन बंदा कहता है ये वही बंदा है ये वही बंदी है. That's the problem. There's no consistency. And how can I improve? Let's next. Formula for sharing, I'll quickly go through this. If you follow this formula, you will never make any dressing mistake. This is my claim to fame. Pigmentation, physique, personality, position, you can take a picture of it. You must wear the right colors according to your skin tone, eye color, hair color. If you're not doing that, let me tell you this, you're not going to look that great. Then you must wear clothes according to your physique. If you're tall, you're heavy, you're short. Imagine a short guy wearing very long jacket. He looks like he borrowed it from his dad or something. He's going to look horrible. So physique, personality, you have a personality. You should suit your personality. And position and profession is key. You must know, obviously, you know your position. Do you look the part? And if you're a doctor, you must look like a doctor. If you're an HR guy, you must look like an HR guy. If you're in a, whatever profession you are, next. This is the white shirt story. I already told you about this. White shirt will get the job done. White hijab, white chadar, white this. And people ask me like, do you want me to wear white shirt every day? I said, I got news for you. Who are the most powerful people in the world? G7 presidents, right? Look at their pictures. Look at them for last 10 years. Invariably, they're wearing white shirts. Now, don't they have money to buy other colors? I'm sure they do. And this is not a club, Biden calls Putin, hey, my friend, tomorrow, what are you going to wear? Oh, you're wearing white shirt? I'm going to also wear white shirt. No, they know the significance of it. Next. नहीं इसको बंद कर दे, टाइम नहीं है. Okay, here are my guys. Impeccably dressed. Look at the fitting. I just told you about what Roman Jacobson said. For women as well, the same thing. Maybe not too tight, because we have a different culture here. But anyway, we should celebrate our culture. White shirt, dark suits. That's it. Somebody asked me can I wear a white suit? I said, yes, you can wear a white suit. Where are you getting married? Go to the beach, you can wear a white suit. Or you have a yacht, you can wear a white suit there. Next. Light suit is poison for you. Why to wear a light color suit? Why? You're a powerful, you have power and all that, you have position, and you should look that. Next. I was showing you some of the pictures there of ladies. Now, go back there for a second. I want to make a point there. Go back for a second. Now, look at the colors. They're all solid colors. You don't see any prints. Do you think Benazir Bhutto had money to buy prints? Or weren't prints popular then? Obviously, they were. Solid colors actually make you shine. When you wear prints, people just see prints and they get distracted. That's the big thing. So they are not listening to you. Ma'am, solid color, I salute you. Anybody who's wearing solid colors, they're wearing the right colors, and that's how you should communicate. Next. This is what I can do for you. Dress code objective, company employees aligned with corporate image. Employee versus brand ambassador. Your employees should look like brand ambassadors. Why not? Attire must resonate with customers and functional and comfortable. Next, last 2 slides there, I guess. How can I help? I can do seminars for your companies. I can, if you need help in dress code policy, obviously I can help you with that. One-on-one consultation, I do that all the time. And I can also do customized clothes for you, if you need. Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it, and have a nice lunch.